saying, which is your friends and family, because I'm absolutely nobody without them, and my yoga practice, because that's very, very critical to my mental survival more than my physical. I've been very, very fortunate to have great yoga teachers. I have to be more consistent. And when I'm doing it and when I stop it for a bit, I'm like, why did I stop it? Because there's a huge difference in my life, in the quality of my life, in the quality of my health, both mental and physical, when I'm practicing my yoga regularly. So I love my yoga.
So you asked me what am I most grateful for in my life, right? I'm grateful for the love I've received, and what unconditional love. Be it my father, my late father who loved me so dearly, my late husband, my first love. What unconditional love I found. And my 7-year-old darling girl, I have to call her a daughter, but she's such a darling, and the way she loves, the way I've been given this love is the reason I made it through whatever I made it through. So, most grateful for love and most hopeful also about love.
I am grateful for my supportive husband, loving daughters and sons in law, and my adorable grandchildren. Thank you for being there for me.
The chemistry or the bond that I share with my children and my husband, basically the chemistry between us as a family unit. I'm really, really thankful to God for that.
Parents any day, and the ability and the platform that I've received to be able to express myself and fulfill my dreams. I'm taking baby steps. I'm taking baby steps every day, but hopefully someday at least some of my dreams will come true. That's about it at this point of time though.
So I'll tell you why. I'm grateful कि उसने, हमारे यहाँ ये कहा जाता है कि इश्क जो है वो इख्तियारी है, सॉरी, हमारे यहाँ ये कहा जाता है कि इश्क जो है वो इख्तियारी नहीं है, वो ऊपर वाला डालता है, और जब वो डालता है तभी इश्क होता है, और इश्क बहुत पाक चीज है. उसने मुझे इश्क हकीकी दिया, और किस जरिए से करने लगी. मेरे इमाम, मेरे पीर से मुझे इश्क हुआ, फिर मुझे खुदा से इश्क हुआ. उनका इश्क जो है वो खुदा का इश्क है, जिसने मेरी जिंदगी बदल दी, मेरे जीने का तरीका बदल दिया, मुझे मेरी लाइफ को मीनिंगफुल बना दिया, और वो इश्क उसने मुझे दिया. उसके लिए मैं उसकी लाख लाख करोड़ दर्जे शुक्रगुजार हूँ. आई एम ग्रेटफुल टू गॉड टू मेक मी फील द ट्रूएस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ लव, द लव कॉल्ड इश्क हकीकी.
मल्लिका जी भगवान का थैंक्स कर रही है कि मैं जब छोटी होती थी तो मैं सोचती होती थी कि मैंने बाहर कंट्रीज में जाना है, हवाई जहाज में उड़ना है, और ये मेरा एक सपना था. और गॉड ने मेरा वो सपना ऐसे कि मैं जाती रहती हूँ और खेलती रहती हूँ और जीत के आती रहती हूँ, और इसलिए मैं भगवान का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ कि मेरे को उन्होंने इस काबिल बनाया.
I have written two things that I am grateful to in my life. The first is my family, because working in anti-trafficking is very difficult, especially because I lost my father when I was very young, and then my mother has supported me in the sense that I studied in a very good college and everything, and everybody was expecting that I will do big in life. तो मैंने अपने आधे से ज्यादा जिंदगी तो पुलिस स्टेशन और कोर्टों में ही गुजारे. तो माई मदर इज ऑलवेज सपोर्टेड इन दैट, एंड मेरी सिस्टर ने भी. एंड देन कम्स माई स्पाउस, पार्टनर बोलती हूँ, हस्बैंड नहीं बोलती हूँ, क्योंकि लोग बोलते हैं कि मालिक तो कोई किसी का नहीं है. तो उनका सपोर्ट ये है, मतलब क्यों बोलती हूँ, बिकॉज मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं शादी कर लूंगी. बिकॉज जिस तरह का काम है, आप सोचिए, एक लड़की सारे दिन कोठों में दूसरों के बच्चों को ढूंढती है, औरतों को ढूंढती है, उसके साथ शादी करना इज अ बिग थिंग. सो ऑफ कोर्स, एंड देन मैं जहां भी ट्रैवल करती हूँ सारे टिकट्स मेरे हस्बैंड करते हैं. मतलब पहले ट्रिप के बाद ही हो जाता है कि दूसरा ट्रिप कहाँ लगेगा. तो ऑफ कोर्स ये दो लोग हैं, मतलब माय मदर, माय सिस्टर एंड माय हस्बैंड, जिनके लिए मैं बहुत ज्यादा, आई थिंक आई एम ग्रेटफुल.
I'm grateful, one, for being born and brought up in a city called Jamshedpur. My perspective about life is very different because I grew up there. Secondly, of course, about my parents and my own way of being able to shape my life into doing what I want to do. Like, there are certain things I've not done in my life, which is what you were supposed to do as a society norm. And a lot, I know I have struggled or worked against society, people, everything to do that. Like today, I am a freelancer. I didn't become an entrepreneur still. Like not having a regular full-time job, not being married. Uh, and because you're made to feel that these are very important things, or that's only when you'll be happy. But I feel happy in whatever I have been able to do in my life, because I've done it the way I wanted to do, or what made me happy in that thing. Then stick to the norms.
I'm thankful that God gave me this wisdom of becoming a teacher. Because by becoming a teacher, I have been able to, when I am stressed, I go and teach in the class, and let me tell you, then my whole stress is gone. Then I don't know what is happening out and what, it's because I'm having so much of content in me that I feel that what if I give it to the children, how it will impact their lives. And when I said that we are dealing with human beings, so that feeling of doing something good for the humanity is out of the world. So I'm grateful that I'm a teacher, and I have been able to transform few lives and impact the brain of the children.
So I would say I'm grateful to the people around me, be it my family, be it my friends, be it the people I meet anyone I meet on a daily basis, and that is because they are very supportive, and I am grateful to them for being there as a part of my life.
I think what really fuels, gets my goat, what really gets my goat is reading about young girls getting raped. It just, nothing makes me angrier than that, because I just can't fathom, you're hearing below 9 years old, 5-year old, and recently it's just, and the helplessness, so it just makes you really angry because the laws are not very supportive to catching these guys, etc. So don't get me started, it really, really gets me very angry. Food, dogs, exercising, the typical stuff and everything, and of course salmon. These are like my happy go stuff, and I think it's basic, and I love dancing, so it makes me happy. Like these are, like I hula hoop and I feel happy. So I literally having like feeling low and I just hula hoop and it changes my mood like this. So when I see dogs die in a movie, it just, I'm pathetic. I know it's just sick, but I just will cry. I will cry, and I'll cry buckets, and I'll go watch all the dog movies, even if I know something happens to them. If I read an article about torture to an animal, especially dogs, etc., I feel very sad. I genuinely, like, it affects my day, and people think I'm stupid and they laugh at me and make fun of me, but it hurts me a lot. I guess it would be the time that when you're actually low and you want to talk to somebody, and you're also very mindful that you don't want to be a pylon, and you're reaching out. Like sometimes you call and I'll say, hey, how are you? And she's like, I'm going through this, I'm thinking I'll call you back, I'm a little busy, anything important. So, and it's happened a couple of times where you've reached out to 5 different people and they're not available at that particular time or day. So I think that makes me feel a little lonely, but I'm, in my head also, like, I kind of know that it's not them, but at that point you're like, God, I've nobody to talk to today, and then you kind of do that. So that's a moment where I feel a bit lonely. Yeah, pretty much.
So, what makes me angry without any doubt is insensitivity and lack of empathy in people for a fellow human being, be it your own friends, family members, colleagues, whoever, right? Being insensitive, not being able to, share or understand, that kind of makes me really, really angry, because that's a basic expectation from a human being, that you stand there for another. What makes me happy? This right now, to be able to be me and just be me. This makes me happy. Sad. I think what makes me sad more than anything else is to see hopelessness in people. When I see that people think that life is over, things are permanent and nothing can be changed, and they lose hope, and some try to kill themselves, some try to give up, or they stay stuck to their situation. That makes me really sad, because that's not true. That's not true. life is beautiful and it's all about hope, and if somebody cannot see that, that makes me sad. Okay, I think this is the most difficult one to answer because I don't really think I feel lonely. I love my company. But I'd like to say something about this word. People think to be lonely is to be alone or not be with anybody else. I don't think so. Because we see a lot of people in a crowd who feel lonely, and I think that's the real loneliness, when you are in a group, in a crowd, in a relationship and still feel left out. I think that feels worse, and that's what is lonely. I love my company. Right now, I don't know how this feels like.
My good intentions, or when I see injustice and cruelty happening around me. Happy, okay, I'm really happy sitting at my desk and writing. I'm happy in the company of my family, just enjoying quality time, whether it's my husband, daughters, sons-in-law, grandchildren. And I'm happy when I see people being kind and supportive towards each other. I'm angry when I see people being unkind to each other, when I see the mindless violence that has come into our society, especially when I read the news in the newspapers or see on TV about girls being molested, about the murders for some very small little incident. And I'm angry that we are not doing enough to prevent this violence and hatred that is surrounding us most of the time. Yeah, I'm lonely when my family are not there with me, or I don't have the opportunity to meet my friends because of the distances in a city like Delhi. And definitely, there are moments when I wish I could spend more time with all my loved ones.
Sad about my weight. Happy person. I'm a happy person. Angry on my husband all the time. Lonely. I feel like I don't have enough close friends, so I do feel lonely a lot of times. But हो जाता है manage. क्या कर सकते हैं?
I don't know. There could be many triggers to when I feel sad. Uh, when I'm not able to work out, or when somebody says that you have to lose weight, uh, uh, or some of my projects are not going the way I wanted to work out. I do feel sad, but then again, it's all about how you recover out of it. Like right now, like talking about sad stuff, I'm just playing around with this. Oh, happy. That's generally the mood, except for grumpy mornings. I'm not a morning person, but um, uh, good chats, a good black coffee. Uh, when it's a hectic day but a fulfilling day, when I read something new and learn something new. I'm a perpetual student. So every 6 months I take up a course and start studying. Like मुझे पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है. Absolutely पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है. Not for the degree, but मुझे actually study. I'm not even talking about reading. I actually love to study. So that is the thing. Then when I try something new, for example, when I did my first scuba diving, I was elated. This time I did my first kayaking in open ocean. I did open ocean swimming. So I think I'm also a beach baby, so I love water. So water sports, any kind of those things really, makes me happy. Angry. I am not proud of it, but I'm a little short-tempered in the sense. Uh, Everybody knows, like, I like to do things in a particular way, but sometimes when it doesn't happen, or people, it may be not their fault also at times, but I get angry at myself also for not giving my best. I get angry when people say nasty stuff to other stuff. People are not I get angry when people don't talk properly to baristas and people who help your houses. I feel very annoyed with those kind of people. I'm very protective about my family. I will, I get angry when anybody says even the slightest of thing. It may not be, if I don't perceive it positively, I don't. It makes me angry. Very possessive, I think, sometimes. Protective. I don't think it's possessive, I think it's protective of my own family, my friends. I get angry when uh, I tell somebody to do something for their own betterment. Of course, we as in friends, it keeps on happening. And we know out of habit that this is not going to happen. So there are times when you have to show that you are angry to make them do it. And it works. So you may not be completely angry, you may be, but you may not be completely angry, but yeah, anger do come. And which is human, right? Yeah. Lonely. Sometimes at night, when you're about to go to sleep, uh, and your friends are all busy party. I'm a loner, but basically I'm a recluse. So this is hardly a feeling I generally encounter, but sometimes it does happen to me as well. Uh, but since I'm a recluse, I'm very happy with my books. Like, this is very easy for me to deal with because I volunteer also at times with community spaces and work with them. So I'm always surrounded with people and good people and things like that. So I never really have to feel lonely. I just have to pick up a phone and call. So, but generally, when it's a long weekend, long holiday, which rarely comes by, but when it does, maybe sometimes then, yeah. But otherwise, if I feel like that, I'll go to my mom.
मैं सैड आजकल बहुत कम होती हूँ फॉर्चुनेटली, जब से मुझे मकसद मिल गया जिंदगी का. लेकिन जब अब्बा को याद करती हूँ और उन्हें छू नहीं पाती, उन्हें हग नहीं कर पाती, तो मैं बहुत उदास हो जाती हूँ. That's the only time I feel sad in my life. Happy, I'm always happy. Touch wood, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. जब मकसद जिंदगी का इतना क्लियर हो, इतने प्यार करने वाली फैमिली हो, जब मैं हजरत को देखती हूँ, जब मैं मेरे पास होते हैं या मैं उनके पास होती हूँ, तो मुझे बड़ी खुशी होती है. मेरा बच्चा, मेरा बहुत ही प्यारा सपोर्टिव हस्बैंड, मेरी मम्मी, मेरे बहन भाई, ये सब मेरी फैमिली, मेरी स्ट्रेंथ है. तो जब मैं उन लोगों को देखती हूँ तो मुझे बहुत खुशी होती है. दैट आई एम ब्लेस्ड विद द बेस्ट एंड इट मेक्स मी रियली हैप्पी. बहुत गुस्सैल हूँ मैं. बहुत जल्दी गुस्सा आता है. लेकिन आजकल जब से ये सीखा है और समझा है कि गुस्सा हराम है, गुस्सा नहीं करना चाहिए, तो बहुत कंट्रोल कर लिया. लेकिन हाँ, ये बहुत सारी चीजें देख के गुस्सा आ जाता है कि दुनिया कितनी डिसल्यूजन है, कितनी भटकी हुई है, क्यों सही मकसद नहीं समझना चाहते जिंदगी का, क्यों मटेरियलिस्टिक चीजों के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, अपना वक्त बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, फिर बुढ़ापे में जाके उसको याद करेंगे, फिर क्या ही फायदा होगा. जब सवालात किए जाएंगे वहां जाके, तब आपके पास कोई जवाब नहीं होगा. उससे इश्क करो यार, उससे इश्क करोगे तो कोई परेशानी नहीं होगी जिंदगी में. गुस्सा मुझे ये सोच के आता है कि लोग क्यों अभी तक सही राह पर नहीं चल रहे, जबकि गुस्सा नहीं आना चाहिए, किसी भी हालत में नहीं आना चाहिए. गुस्सा गलत होता है, आपकी सेहत के लिए भी, आपके लिए भी. लेकिन ये इंसानी फितरत है कि कुछ कुछ चीजें देख के जब आप डिसअपॉइंट हो जाते हो तो गुस्सा आ ही जाता है. There was a time for a year and a half where I felt really lonely. मेरे सब लोगों का कि मेरे आसपास रहने के बावजूद भी मुझे अकेलेपन का एहसास होता था अब्बा के चले जाने के बाद, क्योंकि मैं उनसे बहुत करीब थी, बहुत प्यार किया है मैंने उनसे. सिर्फ एक फादर डॉटर वाला नहीं, वो मेरे गुरु, मेरे मेंटोर, मेरे गाइड, मेरे फिलोसोफर, मेरे लिए सब कुछ थे. आई लिव माई लाइफ फॉर हिम. तो जब वो चले गए तो मैं बिल्कुल ऐसा लगता था कि मैं अकेली हूँ, जबकि सब मेरे प्यार करने वाले मेरे साथ थे. तो तभी मैंने अकेलेपन का एहसास किया. लेकिन हाँ, जब मुझे पता चल गया कि वो मेरे पास से कहीं नहीं गए, when I was made to realize that, तो मेरी लोनलीनेस भी चली गई.
मलिका बोल रही है वुमन डे है आज, सेलिब्रेशन है, तो मैं बहुत ज्यादा खुश हूँ इसके लिए. मलिका वही बोल रही है कि मैं उदास तब होती हूँ जब मेरी गवर्नमेंट मेरा प्रॉपर साथ नहीं दे रही. उस वजह से मैं उदास होती। वही हमारे लिए कोई अभी हमारी सरकार में पॉलिसी नहीं है, उस वजह से मेरे को गुस्सा भी बहुत आता है कई बार कि मेरे जैसी बच्ची जो इतना कर रही है, दूसरी बच्चियों के लिए रास्ते खोल रही है, तो उनके लिए मैं कैसे रास्ता बनाऊंगी, मेरे कोई रास्ता नहीं मिल रहा। मलिका बोल रही है कि घर में जब मैं अकेली होती हूँ तो चेस खेलती हूँ, लेकिन बाहर जाना मेरे को बहुत पसंद है, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ बहुत लाइक करती हूँ जाना।
तो पहला है हैप्पी। मैं सच बताऊँ तो मैं जब किसी भी लड़की को रेस्क्यू करती हूँ तो मैं बहुत हैप्पी होती हूँ, इसलिए क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि मैंने कुछ अच्छा काम किया। और मुझे सर्वाइवर्स के साथ बात करने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है। वो लोग मुझे अपनी बहुत सारी पीड़ाएं बताती है, मेरे को समझाती है, मुझे भी बहुत कुछ सिखाती है। मैं नहीं सिखाती, वो भी सिखाती है, तो मैं तब बहुत हैप्पी होती हूँ। फिर है सैड। सैड मुझे सिस्टम से है बहुत ज्यादा। देखिए, किसी भी थाने में चले जाओ, रुके रहो कि चलो पुलिस जाएगी, रेड करेगी। देखिए, पुलिस की गलती नहीं है। हमारे देश में पुलिस को इतना ज्यादा वीआईपी ड्यूटी, अरेंजमेंट, रूट, इन सब में करना मतलब बिजी रख देते हैं कि वो बच्चों को ढूंढने में या कोई भी क्राइम में जल्दी नहीं जा पाते। और सेकेंड है जुडिशरी। हमारा जो कानून है, सच में मैं बताऊँ तो अंधा ही है। मुझे तो हमेशा लगता है कानून अंधा है। मैंने 2013 में एक बच्ची को रेस्क्यू किया था जो मिडिल ईस्ट में बेची जाने वाली थी, 4 महीने की थी। अभी 2023 है, अभी मैं उस केस में विटनेस दे रही हूँ। तो कानून के ऊपर तो मैं बहुत ज्यादा मतलब सैड हूँ। लोनली, हाँ लोनली लगता है। जब मैंने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्टार्ट किया तो बहुत लोनली फील होता था, बिकॉज आसान नहीं है। देखिए, मैं अकेले ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाती हूँ, ऑफ कोर्स सपोर्ट बहुत है। इट्स नॉट ईजी। आप देखेंगे जो एंटी ट्रैफिकिंग एक्टिविस्ट है यंग, मतलब इस एज ग्रुप में, जैसे 25 से लेके 40 45 में, आपको कोई नहीं मिलेगा। बहुत सब सीनियर्स हैं। आपको तो लोनली बहुत ज्यादा फील होता है। और एक लोनली फील होता है कि हमारे देश में अगर आप एक्टिविस्ट की बात बोलेंगे, ऑब्वियसली एनजीओ सेक्टर में लड़कियां बहुत है, लेकिन अब अगर मतलब ऑन ग्राउंड एक्टिविस्ट के बारे में बोलेंगे तो हार्डली मुझे औरतें दिखती है, मोस्टली मेन है। तो तभी तो बहुत लोनली फील होता है। ऑफ कोर्स मैन आर सपोर्टिव, मैं ये नहीं बोलती, लेकिन उस टाइम पे लगता है क्यों औरतें नहीं है, फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज है। कहीं कहीं ना कहीं हम जेंडर इक्वालिटी की बात बोलते हैं, बट इट्स ओनली ऑन पेपर, रिसर्च, रियलिटी में नहीं है। और एंग्री, हाँ एंग्री तो बहुत सारी चीजों से है। एंग्री इस वजह से आया है कि लोग सेंसिटिव नहीं है, कोई किसी को भी कुछ भी बोल देते हैं। लड़कियां कोई भी कपड़े पहने, हम बोलते हैं लड़कियों ने ये कपड़े पहने हैं और लड़कों को अट्रैक्ट किया है। हम ये क्यों नहीं बोलते कि लड़कों को क्यों हम नहीं सिखाते? छोटी छोटी चीजें घर में अपने लड़कों को, लड़के ऑफिस से लेट आते हैं, मम्मियाँ उठती है, उठ के खाना गर्म करके देती है। अरे लड़का लेट आया है तो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे सोशल कंडीशनिंग से प्रॉब्लम है। अब हम पितृसत्ता की बात बोलते हैं, पेट्रियार्की की बात बोलते हैं। आप लोग बिलीव नहीं करोगे, जितनी गाली मुझे औरतों से मिली है अपने रेडो में, उतनी गालियां मुझे मर्दों से नहीं मिली है। तो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है पेट्रियार्की से सिस्टम। तो हाँ, धीरे धीरे हम सुधर रहे हैं, तो गुस्सा तो आता है, बट क्या करेंगे, काम तो करना पड़ेगा।
When I'm happy, when my plants are doing well, there is a flower or fruit which comes out, makes me happy. When Delhi has clean AQI, it makes me happy. I have the app. So last week I was like, wow, I never thought I'll see a green AQI in Delhi. Makes me happy. Food makes me happy. Uh, Family going home makes me happy. Staying away from family, I live alone in Delhi. Sometimes, especially like I think if it is a festival or those are the days like when you are like, okay, everybody's having this, you're having festivity back home or here and you don't have that. That makes me lonely. Otherwise, no. There are times when you don't get you're working on something, some project, it doesn't have, maybe that. Uh, Sad a lot of times also, no? Generally, like, if things don't work out, you're sad the way you expect. I'm not mindful about resources. Like, I hear from people, and then, of course, it gets hot, but, people are like, they'll call up help or their parents before they're reaching home, saying that, switch on the AC in my room. And I'm like, it's the air conditioning. It will, you get there, you just switch it on, it'll work. Like, this whole wasting resources. and this AC, switching on the AC and leaving it in the house so that it's cool when they come in, makes me very furious.
I feel happy when I see my Gabu. I'm very lonely when people are around, but I'm not able to convey my feelings. I feel sad when people do not do justice with what job they have, and they do all other things, but not the thing for which they are meant for.
I feel happy when I'm eating good food and I'm in the company of people I love. I feel angry when people are incompetent. I feel lonely when I haven't talked to my friends in a while and I just feel like we haven't been able to connect well.
So these are my two crazy happy memories. One is I grew up in a boarding school. I went to boarding when I was 8 years old, which is a really, really young age. But I made some of the finest friends, okay? And I remember a lot of laughter, a lot of achievements, getting up, studying, working out, late, exercising, matches and everything. But through all of it, even when we cried, I made like some of the best friends of the world. They're my friends even to date, who I can be completely myself. And I think it's very, very rare where you don't have to fear judgment, you don't have to worry about losing your temper or speaking about your family, because certain things are very personal and you feel maybe ashamed or embarrassed about things going on with things around your work or things, and or about flaws about yourself that you've done something wrong. But these are friends and these are people that I've cultivated and known for all my life, and that's one of the happiest memories that they're in my life and I can pick up. And honestly, during COVID we had this whole calls going on because everybody had started talking and everything, and we would just laugh, we would just put on the phone, and there's no logic to what we're talking. It's just when 4 of us, 5 of us are together, we just end up laughing like crazy, and it gives me a lot of strength because it feels very nice to know that I'm part of that kind of friendship that is there from childhood, and I can bare my soul, I can be myself, and I can make an ass of myself and be happy. So, and we undermine the therapy that friends give, because you pick up the call and you have a chat and you're feeling low, and I'm just genuinely much better by that. So it helps a lot in my motivation of moving on in life. It helps when somebody will say, like I'll say, oh shit, I'm feeling insecure, I have to do this and all. So you mad, get up, you're a rock star, and somebody will say that. So these are the friends who know your inside out, they know your flaws, they know how to kind of get you going. So that's one of the happiest memories is my boarding school days. And we had a crazy time. We fought, we did like missing out school, we were part of a basketball team together. So we've had experiences that go beyond anything that exists today. Second is my holidays with my uncle. He would take all the cousins to Ooty pretty much every summer, and Ooty was just beautiful. It was just family, kind of playing cards, and we'd go and dance and music, etc. And those things are not very normal now. So we were very unit and everything, and it gave me a lot of exposure to culture in terms of music, art, understanding people, etc. So, and I have very, very happy memories of my holidays to Ooty. Ooty holds a very, very special place in my heart because it's resonant with my childhood and my uncle and my aunt and all of us cousins having a blast, and just that sense of togetherness. So it gives me a great time.
So you wanted to know about any one positive memory of mine that makes me nostalgic? Now brace yourself. Look at that. That's a 4.5-ish year old Shravani for you. And this, my friends, is my most cherished memory. Not just the picture, but the memory of her. Because this little girl saw a lot and did not give up. She saw a very difficult childhood, most of it which she couldn't understand and contemplate, but she just hoped that tomorrow would be better. She didn't know much, but she chose to take a chance at life for herself, and because of her, I'm here today. So my most cherished memory is this little girl and this picture. I love this, and I'm here because of her, and I'm thankful for her.
My mom used to accompany to a lot of my classes. Even in my last rehearsals, my mom saw my rehearsals and everything. And generally, rehearsals are better than your your first stage performance, right? Because you give in your 100%, and stage is always 50% of your best. So my mom knows what I'm doing and everything. My dad saw me on stage the first time, properly on stage. He didn't see my rehearsals and everything, but he saw me on stage. And on stage, I'm sitting on stage, I'm dancing on stage, I can see my dad cry. I was like, okay. So he was feeling very proud at that moment. He was very enjoying it. But this was perhaps the first time I saw tears in his eyes, and they were not sad tears. So I was like, yes, did something good. Um, Also, when I got through to Warwick, I think my parents have since childhood realized that I'm a very academic person. I love studying. So they never stopped me from studying whatever I want to. That's why you see the whole trajectory. I've like studied a lot of things, but they're all connected in some way or other. They're never absolutely not connected. They're connected to each other. So whenever I got a degree, that's when we used to go to celebrate. Uh, so those every celebration I remember, and every celebration came with either a watch or a pen, or a nice good signature pen. So I save all of them, collect all my pens, and I collect all my watches. They're nothing fancy. They may be just a Titan watch or a thing, but they're like each year this happened. This is each memory. There is a watch or a pen attached to it. So tangibility of your happy memories is also sometimes very helpful in revisiting during times when you are low.
मेरे लिए ना बहुत बड़ा ये प्राइड है मेरा कि मैं उस्ताद इकबाल अहमद खान साहब की बेटी हूँ। जिंदगी का हर लम्हा जो मैंने उनके साथ जिया है, जब उन्होंने मुझे दुनिया की हर खुशी दी है, मेरी इतनी बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ, मेरी इतनी बड़ी ताकत मेरे साथ थी, मेरे पास थी, मेरी जिंदगी का एक बहुत लंबा अरसा उनके साथ गुजरा है। उस हर मोमेंट को मैं याद करके खुश होती हूँ, क्योंकि उस मोमेंट में कोई तकलीफ नहीं है, कोई गम नहीं है, और वो मेरे इतने करीब, मेरे इतने पास हैं। जब मैं उनको हक कर सकती हूँ, जब मैं उनको छू सकती हूँ, तो जब मैं वो मोमेंट याद करती हूँ, तो ये जो तकलीफ का वक्त है, जब फिजिकली वो मेरे साथ नहीं है, जबकि वो मेरे साथ अभी भी है, मगर जब फिजिकली वो मेरे साथ नहीं है, उस वक्त को मैं याद करती हूँ और मेरे दिल को एक सुकून मिलता है। और फिर जो एक रूहानी रिश्ता मेरा उनके साथ है, उस रूह का जो रूह से कनेक्ट होता है, तो जहां मैं उस वक्त को याद करती हूँ, वो कनेक्ट वापस आ जाता है। तो आई फील हिज प्रेजेंस अराउंड मी। I feel nostalgic when I think about my father and my childhood memories, my recent memories with him. My whole life, every moment that I spent with him has been a treasure, has been a मतलब एक एक वो जो हिकमत उनकी, उन्होंने मुझे एक एक चीज के पीछे की बताई, सिखाई, समझाई, जिंदगी जीने का तरीका बगैर बताए, बगैर सिखाए सिखा दिया। वो मोमेंट याद करके मुझे नॉस्टैल्जिया होता है।
मलिका वही बोल रही है कि जब मैं वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बनी थी 2016 में, मेरे लिए वो एक पल था जो कि समझ लीजिए कि मैं वो खुशी बयान ही नहीं कर सकती, कि मैंने कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि मैं वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बनूंगी, लेकिन तैयारी तो थी, लेकिन एक अलग तरह का वो खुशी थी मेरे मन में।
एक तो मुझे एक इंसिडेंट याद है। मैंने एक लड़की को रेस्क्यू किया था काफी पहले 2015 में, और बड़े मुश्किल से उसको रेस्क्यू किया था। 8-9 रेड किए थे, फिर उसको रेस्क्यू किया था। फिर मैं अभी 2021 में कोरोना के बाद गई थी पश्चिम बंगाल, और मैंने देखा कि वो स्कूल में पढ़ रही है, और वो मतलब अभी वो मतलब लीडर बन चुकी है, एनजीओ लीडर। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि मैं क्या चाहती हूँ, मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं किसी को लिखा पढ़ी करके ना दूं। आई वॉन्ट देम टू सिट बिसाइड मी टेकिंग डिसीजंस। आई वॉन्ट देम इनटू पॉलिसी मेकिंग। मैं नहीं चाहती हूँ कि मैं उनकी स्पोक्स पर्सन बनूं। तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी चीज है, और यही कारण है मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं पीछे हट जाऊं, वो आगे आ जाए। सो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है। और ऐसे बहुत सारी लड़कियां हैं जो अभी बोलने लगी है अपने पीरा के बारे में। तो ये सब तो मेरे लिए बहुत एक नॉस्टैल्जिक मोमेंट है।
Every summer vacation, I used to go to my grandparents' house, my nana nani's house, and they had this huge house with lots of animals, like 7, 8 dogs. They have horse, cows, all of that, and about 12 cousins. So it was, it was like used to read these Nancy Drew and Famous Five books in school. So it was like that, like, you're thinking that because they had mango orchards, so it was lots of open natural nature, lawns. I meet kids here who have never seen a firefly. For us, there would be, this is in Patna, so there would be a load shedding, and then you just see all these fireflies, jugnus, sitting with your cousins, eating mangoes out of baltis because they would just come from the bagicha. So all of that, that whole growing up with cousins or siblings together in like climbing trees, eating jamun, or like throwing stone to get jamun from the tree, and just random things uh, is my like, and that is every year. Like we are still close as cousins, and that's like that memory we have, which is always like a very happy nostalgia. Like हमारे ज़माने में वो करते थे.
Instead of sharing a nostalgic memory, I would rather like to share a feeling that brings me peace, and that would be when I was a kid. I used to be so carefree, and I used to enjoy playing with my friends, and I just did not have a lot of thoughts back then about what I was doing, which is, I think, not the case with most of the adults, as it is not with me. But still, thinking about the idea of being so carefree brings me a lot of joy, and I try to inculcate it now in my life as much as I can.
This is a message for anybody who's watching this or listening that I don't have any yarn, I don't have any quote. I want to keep it very, very black and white that don't be in denial. If you feel something is amiss, seek help. We get fever, we take medication, we get unwell, we go seek help. Mental health is not a stigma, it's a very, very critical part of your overall health. If you feel you're struggling, talk to a friend first. If they don't do, talk to a family member, talk to somebody. But if you need to go to see a psychologist, psychiatrist, a therapist, a counselor, you need to take medication, so be it. Don't be afraid. Don't be worried about judgment. You have one life and you have to be responsible for your life regardless. Yes, when you're at a phase when you're vulnerable, it's not easy to find all the solution. But tell a friend, I need to go see a doctor. I'm feeling this. Do you think I need help or not? Even if that person says you don't, you know it best. And don't think that therapy is for lifetime. Sometimes it's just a crisis situation. You could have had where you lost a pet and you're not able to handle it. You've lost a job, you're not able to handle it. It's not the end of the world. And there's always help out there. There's so many tools, like you would use a fitness tool to make yourself look better or be, fitter, etc. There are enough tools that are there to help you. And we are living in very, very strangely privileged times that we have that ability to seek help for mental. At the generation that I come from, it wasn't something that was normal. It wasn't something that you could go speaking about it. So I think go for it. You'll be surprised how much it helps you. You'll be surprised that why were you feeling shy about it. So don't be in denial. If you feel something is amiss, seek help. It's usually temporary. And if it's not temporary and you need to take medication, please take it. You'll only feel better and live better. So please.
Hi everybody, I hope you liked what you just saw. There's just one message I want to leave you all with. Something that I follow, something that helped me. It might help you too. Maybe two things. One, be you. There's no other you, so be you. Second, be in the now. There's no tomorrow. There doesn't have to be a yesterday. All we have is now, so learn to be in the now. And I hope that helps. Good day.
More than me giving a message, I'd rather you to give me a message on how to navigate this world. Basically, I try my own way, and honestly, if we are more receptive, the message is actually, if I am more receptive to you, you will be more receptive to me. So I'm more than happy for you to write to me, to contact me and tell me your stories on how you cope with your lows, so that I can also experiment and have a better maybe a way of dealing with my lows at times. Oh, by the way, I also practice Krav Maga, so I can beat the shit out of some of people, but I'm still learning. So, but I think it's a great stress relief. Never underestimate your physical well-being uh, while focusing on the other aspects of your life, career, goals, and everything. It's very important to be regular at it.
भाई इश्क करो। इश्क इश्क बड़ी खूबसूरत चीज है। जब आप इश्क करोगे और उससे इश्क करो, जिससे भी आप इश्क करते हो ना, चाहे वो इश्क मजाजी हो, दुनिया से, दुनिया के रिश्तों से, वो सीधा उस तक पहुंचता है। इश्क करने वालों को वो बहुत पसंद करता है। पक्का, पवित्र, पायस इश्क करो, उसके लिए करो, जिससे भी इश्क करो उसके लिए करो। जिंदगी बहुत आसान हो जाएगी, जिंदगी जीने का मकसद मिल जाएगा, आप हमेशा खुश रहोगे, आपको कोई डिसअपॉइंटमेंट नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हम दुनिया से करते हैं, हम डिसअपॉइंट होते हैं। जब हम उससे करेंगे तो कोई डिसअपॉइंटमेंट होगा ही नहीं। आप उससे प्यार करके देखो, वो आपको इतना नवाजेगा, इतना देगा। जस्ट बी ग्रेटफुल। उसने तो कहा है, कुरान में कहा है कि मेरे लिए शुक्रगुजार हो, मैं तुम्हें और दूंगा नेमतें, और सब कुछ दूंगा। तो जस्ट बी ग्रेटफुल टू हिम एंड लव हिम। प्यार करने हम इस दुनिया में आए हैं। इश्क करो, खुल के इश्क करो, दिल से इश्क करो।
मलिका यही बोल रही है कि अगर मेरे को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है, हमारा जो भी है, सरकार मेरे को हेल्प करती है, तो मैं अपनी जैसे बच्चों को अपने जैसे ट्रेंड करके आने वाले टाइम पे उनको भी चैंपियन बनाने की मेरी प्रयास रहेगा। मलिका यही बोल रही है कि मैं सभी को यही मैसेज देना चाहती हूँ। ठीक है, किसी में अगर डिसेबिलिटी है या नहीं है, तो अपने आप को कुछ, तो हमें लड़कियों को खास करके किसी भी फील्ड में आगे बढ़ने के लिए हमेशा कोशिश करते रहना चाहिए। डे बाय डे, ठीक है, नाकामियां भी मिलेंगी हमें, पहले नाकामियों को सोच के चलना पड़ेगा, तो बाद में कामयाबी भी मिलेगी हमें। यही मलिका का वुमन डे पर सभी को मैसेज है कि अपने आप को कभी भी कम मत आंको। अपनी, ठीक है, कमियों को साथ लेके चलो, उनको एक अपनी पावर बनाओ आप। जैसे कि मैंने अपनी कमी को अपनी एक पावर बनाया हुआ है, आप लोग भी अपनी कमियों को पावर बना के हर चीज हम लोग अचीव कर सकते हैं, अगर हौसला है, हार्ड वर्क है, बट हार्ड वर्क साथ में जरूरी है।
सबको बोलना चाहती हूँ, देखिए मैं भी लड़की हूँ, आप में से बहुत लोग लड़की हैं, लड़के हैं। ये मत सोचिए कि मैं लड़की हूँ तो ट्रैफिकिंग में काम कर सकते हो, लड़के हैं तो मैं ट्रैफिकिंग में कर सकती हूँ। मैं सबको बोलती हूँ, थोड़ा अपने बारे में सोचिए। ऑफ कोर्स अपने सेल्फ लव इज द बेस्ट लव, बट आसपास के लोगों के बारे में भी सोचिए। आपका मेड से जब आप बात करते हो, अब देखो ये जो टर्म्स है हम मेड यूज करते हैं, मैं कभी नहीं बोलती मेड, मैं बोलती हूँ सपोर्ट स्टाफ। मैं अपने ड्राइवर से बहुत ज्यादा बातें करती हूँ, मैं अपने सपोर्ट स्टाफ से बहुत ज्यादा बातें करती हूँ। मैं बड़े लोगों से ज्यादा बात नहीं करती जितना मैं छोटे लोगों से बात करती हूँ, क्योंकि उनके बिना आई एम इनकम्प्लीट। वो अगर मेरे घर साफ नहीं करेंगे तो मैं बाहर नहीं निकल सकती। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना, ये लोग मुझे बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं। तो मैं यही कहना चाहती हूँ, ऑफकोर्स पार्टीज भी करना चाहिए, सब कुछ करना चाहिए, बट ये भी सोचिए कि हम लोग ना कहीं बहुत प्रिविलेज्ड है, बहुत एंटाइटल्ड है। हम अगर वो प्रिविलेज हमसे छीना चाहे, अब सोचिए ना, एक दिन अगर हमारे पास फोन ना रहे तो हम क्या क्या करेंगे। मैं खुद आपको अपनी बात बता दूं, मैं एक जगह गई थी, मेरे पास फोन नहीं था, मुझे लग रहा था मैं पागल हो जाऊंगी। तो मैं वही सोच रही हूँ, सोचिए ऐसे लोगों के बारे में, जो मैं जहाँ पे काम करती हूँ वो पेट में गमछा बांध के खाने को कंट्रोल करते हैं। अभी भी मैं पश्चिम बंगाल से आई हूँ, वहां पे औरतें चप्पल नहीं पहनती है। वहां पे एक गाँव में मैं काम करती हूँ जहाँ पे औरतें, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, वहां पे औरतें पत्तों को बॉयल करके चावल के साथ मिक्स करके खाती है न्यूट्रिशन के लिए। सोचिए ऐसे जगह जहाँ पे हम लोगों के पास खाने को कुछ नहीं है, पहनने को कुछ नहीं है। बिहार के कुछ गांव में औरतें तो ब्लाउज नहीं पहनती। अभी मैं आपको एक छोटा एग्जांपल दूं, उड़ीसा में मैं एक जगह में विजिट कर रही थी, वहां पे एक औरत पानी में नहाने चली गई, आधे घंटे तक निकली नहीं। मैंने आसपास के लोगों को पूछा, अरे ये क्यों नहीं निकल रही है, इज शी डेड? पता है वो आदमी क्या बोला, अरे दीदी वो तब तक नहीं निकलेगी जब तक उसका साड़ी नहीं सूखेगा जो उसने टांगे हैं। उसके पास एक साड़ी। सोचिए हम कितने प्रिविलेज्ड हैं। मैंने जाके आसपास के दुकान से जाके उसको 2 साड़ी खरीद के दिया। तो ये सब जब इंसिडेंट देखती हूँ ना, कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग लाइफ, एक 5 स्टार का लाइफ है और ये गरीबी है, तब मुझे लगता है हम बहुत प्रिविलेज्ड है। थोड़ा आसपास देखिए, थोड़ा सेंसिटिव बनिए और जितना हो सके उतना कीजिए, अपने आप खाली करके कंट्रीब्यूशन और डोनेशन देने की जरूरत नहीं है। सबसे बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, हम हमेशा सोचते हैं कि हम दूसरों के लिए करेंगे बाय फाइनेंशियल कंट्रीब्यूशन। नो, देयर आर अदर थिंग्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम कंट्रीब्यूशन, लिसनिंग टू समबडी, टॉकिंग टू समबडी, कनेक्टिंग टू समबडी, कुछ भी करो। Financial thing is one part of it, but there are other kinds of support that you all can give.
I would say that, people think sustainability is, as you said, it's like some big fancy word, or it's about carbon offsetting, or, environment. It's not. It's just a way of life. And I feel like 20 years back, as Indians, we lived a very sustainable life without calling it sustainable. So it was just being mindful about using things better. We were not the use and throw culture. Like, we didn't use these plastic paper, plastic spoons or plates or clothes. We handed down clothes. I got clothes from my cousins, or my sister got my, we valued things.
Yes.
In everything, in how you use things. So sustainability is not a big word. We lived that life. Just go, maybe talk to your parents or ask them and try to live like them. We usually hate whatever our parents say, but they say what they are saying, it comes from a lot of good experience. So just start anywhere. It's just a start. The moment you start, it could be your sustainable clothing, it could just be being, as I said, just composting your waste. Maybe just use the water which comes out of the purifier. Don't let it fall. Maybe use it for cleaning. Just start. It's nothing big, it's nothing fancy, it's simple. And once you start, you're going to have fun.
I would like to say, as I said earlier, that sustainability is not only for the environment, sustainability is human life also. And that is related to the nature, to living beings, to human beings. It has to be everywhere. It has sustainability of emotions, relationship, love, friendship. That has to be there everywhere. It is required.
Thank you, ma'am. And this is the last thing. One nostalgic feeling whenever you remember, you feel very happy.
Recently, I went to Fatehpur Sikri, and I saw that palace. I had such a nostalgic feel because I have been reading. I'm a historian. I'm PhD in history. So you read a lot and you don't go to the place. There's no point. So when you go and see the things yourself, that we talk that Akbar was a great ruler, and he was a secular ruler. And when I saw that it is nowadays so much of criticism is being done of Mughals, of other communities, I feel that we have to see the reality, that what actually it is, and tell the world the reality. So I felt very happy that what we were taught, that is something very true, that he was a secular ruler. And I had such a nostalgic feeling how they were living here, what they were doing. And at that point of time, so many years ago, he was a secular person that who invited so many people together and brought out such good things in his religion. So, Deen Ilahi. So that is what we need, that we have to implement these values in the society.
Okay, so I would like to share a message that one of my seniors told me a while back, and that is that you don't have to make things difficult for yourself. And my advice would be to just go with the flow, do things that make you happy, and it's not necessary that you always take the hard path. Sometimes it's better for you to do things the easy way, because that way you will enjoy life a lot more.